Now we will see the case of a dipole in the magnetic field. So if you remember, we have seen the case of a dipole in the uniform electric field. This time we will see a case of a dipole in a uniform magnetic field. But only difference is that previously that was a dipole made of positive and negative charges. This time this dipole is not a dipole of the charges. This is a dipole of the north and south pole, or you can say this is a dipole like a bar magnet or a magnetic needle. You can say magnetic needle with one side north, another side south. So this is a magnetic dipole, not the electric dipole. And which field? In the magnetic field. So this we are going to do. So the pattern of iron filings that we have seen, that is the magnetic field lines, gives us an approximate idea of the magnetic field. So this will give some approximate idea. We may at times to be required to determine the magnitude of B accurately. So the question is that how can we determine this B accurately in the experiment? Suppose we are doing some experiment, how can we determine this magnetic field? Now this is done by placing a small compass needle known magnetic moment m. So let us say we have a small compass needle, this small compass needle, and we know what is the magnetic moment m for this small needle. This is known, and inertia I is also known for this. These are the two quantities. Again see, this is the not normal I, this is italic I. Italic I means inertia, this is italic I, and normal I is current. Now if we put a bar magnet near to it, if we put a magnet near to it, so what will happen? This will try to rotate, this will try to rotate and will change its position. So remember what we know this inertia, moment of inertia I, and magnetic moment for this magnet. Now the new position will be something like this. New position will be something like this. So it has rotated because of this because of this bar magnet. So now with the help of this magnetic needle, we can calculate the magnetic field of this bar magnet. So let us see how do we do this. Magnetic moment and inertia for this needle is known. Now we will allow it to oscillate in the magnetic field, because as soon as we bring this magnet close, it will try to oscillate. First let us say that it will move this way, then again this way, so it will oscillate. It will oscillate in the magnetic field of an external magnet. Again the magnetic field is uniform. So let us see how it is done. This arrangement is shown in figure 5.4b. The same figure which we have seen just for solenoid. So there was a solenoid, and just near to solenoid there was a magnetic needle. So this is similar figure, and solenoid can also be considered as a bar magnet. So this is the same thing. But now we are accurately measuring the B. Accurately measuring B. What is the magnetic field? Now what is the torque? In the previous chapter we have seen the torque on the needle would be tau is equal to m cross B. So the torque is magnetic moment cross B. Again this is a cross product, that means sin theta. Cross product means sin theta. Also suppose if there is a theta angle between this magnetic field and magnetic moment, so what we have, magnitude of tau is equal to mb sin theta, because cross product is sin theta. So this is the magnitude mb sin theta. This we have. Here tau is the restoring torque and theta is the angle between m and b. Theta is angle between m and b, and tau is the restoring force. Now for equilibrium, let us see one more time this thing, that from Newton's law we have F is equal to ma. But in rotational motion, this F is changed by tau and this A is changed by M is changed by moment of inertia and this A is changed by acceleration, but angular acceleration I alpha. So if we see this, what is this alpha? Alpha is rate of change of angular velocity d omega by dt, and omega is change of position, angular position, that means d theta by dt. So what we get? Tau is equal to I, alpha is d2 theta upon dt square. This is F is equal to ma. From F is equal to ma. So this is another torque. So let us put this torque and this new torque equal. So I d2 theta upon dt square is equal to minus mb sin theta. This minus mb sin theta. So now we have a minus sign. So why there is a negative sign? Negative sign of mb sin theta implies that restoring torque in the opposite direction to the deflecting torque. Suppose one torque is trying to deflect, then another torque will try to put it back in its position. That's why there is a minus sign. So both the torque will balance each other. One torque will try to move in one direction, another torque will try to move in another direction. Now for small values of theta in radians, we can say, you know that for small theta, sin theta is equal to theta. Now theta is small, that we have already done, that if theta is small, sin theta is equal to theta. Now let us put it here. I d2 theta upon dt square is equal to minus mb theta. Sin theta is replaced by theta. So let us put I here. d2 theta upon dt square is equal to minus mb upon I into theta. So if you see this equation and remember the simple harmonic motion we have studied in the last year in class 11. So this is a equation of simple harmonic motion. And square of frequency omega square is equal to this much. If you compare, last time we have compared it with like d2 d2 is x upon dt square minus kx, something like that. If you compare this with this, m a is equal to minus kx and this a is equal to minus km k by mx, and a, you know, acceleration is d2x upon dt square minus is equal to minus k by m x, and this minus k by m was the acceleration. Acceleration, not acceleration, but this frequency square. Omega square is equal to minus k by m or k by m, whatever you say. So this omega square is minus k by m. So similar thing, instead of x we have theta here as well, theta. So what we have in place of minus k by m, we have minus mb upon I. So omega square is equal to mb upon I. Let this negative sign, let us leave this negative sign because frequency cannot be negative. So what we have, omega square is equal to mb upon I. How did we get? We compared with this equation, d2x upon dt square is equal to minus omega square x. So what is omega square? So when we compared, so what we get, omega square is equal to minus, let us remove minus, m b upon I. This is italic I, that means moment of inertia.